But I wanted to talk about the group presentation. In the group presentation, you will do a group outline. You will have a PowerPoint and reference page. You will each speak the same amount of time. So I expect you all to speak from 3 to 4 minutes each within this presentation. So most groups have 4 people, so I expect your speech to be 12 to 16 minutes long. If you have 3 people in your group, your speech will be 9 to 12 minutes long. Each person should speak 3 to 4 minutes long. There's enough information that's asked and requested to have that amount of time. So what am I looking for in this group presentation? Well, luckily for you all, you can take the information from your group RTM and place it right into your group outline. And you'll make some adjustments for the outline. Only Roman numerals will have complete sentences. Everything else will be a brief phrase or a word. So you'll put it in outlining format, but the group RTM is doing your research, and now your research is pretty much done. In your group outline, I expect it to be the same as your informative and your persuasive outline. So you will have your intro. In your intro, you have your attention getter, your specific purpose statement, your credibility, and your preview. Then you must have transitions. You still need 5 transitions at least in your speech and in your outline. What you will include as a transition, though, is you will add the transitions from one person to the next. So I will say, next, Maria will talk about, and whatever Maria is going to talk about. So make sure you state the person's name and say, next, Johnny will discuss, and then he'll discuss whatever. Or in conclusion, Sam will give us the conclusion, and then that person will speak. So add those as your transitions. And that could be your 5, or that can be additional 5. You can have as many transitions as you need, but you at least need 5. So then you'll have your body points. Your body points, you might have 3 to 5 body points. It just depends on how you put your speech together. But remember, we need to find out some background information about your organization. We need to understand what your problem question is. We need to know that this is a legitimate organization that the person should give money to. We need to know how this problem is affecting the community as a whole in Youngstown or Warren or Columbiana, Austintown, wherever it's happening. So we need that information, and those will be your body points. And remember, in your body, only Roman numerals or direct quotes with quotation marks have complete sentences. There's nothing else. Everything else should be a brief phrase or a word. You must cite all your information. So you should have parentheses with where you got your source. And when you're speaking it, you must say it as well. According to the PBS.com, we found that poverty in Ohio is, so you must say verbally that source, as well as have it on your reference page. So your body is made up of your main points. Then you have your conclusion. Your conclusion will be your reiteration statement. Whatever you said as your preview, today we're going to talk about the problems of Ohio, how the Red Cross can address these problems, the needs for blood drives, how blood drives can help with the pandemic. If those are your 4 main points that you said in the preview, that means in your body you will have 4 Roman numerals. Those are your main points. And then in your conclusion, you will reiterate those same 4 points. So today we looked at the problems in Ohio, how the Red Cross can address these issues, how blood drives are needed, and how the Red Cross can help during the pandemic. And then you'll have a couple concluding statements. You might have just a statement. You might ask the audience to do something any way that you guys like. So your conclusion might have 2 to 3, 4 main points in your conclusion, and then you end. And like I said, each person will speak. And so you will see how you did your meetings on GoReact. It will still be the same type of format. Everybody's face will be popped up on the screen, and one person will start giving the speech, and then they'll pass it on to the next person. Now, I strongly suggest, if say you don't speak for a long time, say you're doing point number 5 in the conclusion, keep your computer on mute. You can sit at your computer with your computer on mute, and when it's almost time for you to get ready to speak, then you can take yourself off mute and get prepared and get ready, because it just allows for the focus to be on the person who's speaking, and it keeps from any type of other distractions or noises. But if I'm first to speak and Johnny is second to speak, Johnny should not have his microphone muted, right? Because Johnny is, that speech will come up and it'll be time for him, and I don't want people to have to fumble. If you're the first speaker and you don't speak again, you can put yourself back on mute when you're done and allow the rest of your group to speak. You also must do a PowerPoint. You should have 9 to 12 PowerPoint slides only. Now, what's different about this speech, you will not be able to time your PowerPoints like you did for your informative and your persuasive. So just attach the PowerPoints as you've attached last time for your informative and persuasive speech. Use there's a little paper clip at the top. Attach your PowerPoint slides from your entire group there, and I will take a look at them. They will not be timed out, but I will be able to look at them and kind of move them along in your speech. So don't worry about timing them, just attach them. Also, remember, this is one complete speech for a group, so you only have one intro, one body, and one conclusion. Everyone should not make their own little pieces of a complete speech and put it together. No, we're speaking one concise speech together. So there's only one intro, then you have your body, and then you have your conclusion, and that's how you'll be speaking. So if your body point number 3, don't create an intro for your body point number 3. You just start picking up right there at body point 3. You should have at least 5 references as a group, as a total. Okay, so maybe I'm doing intro and I really don't have any sources to look up because I'm just talking about the main ideas, and or maybe I might have one for the attention getter. But then Susan is doing points 1, 2, and 3, or points 1 and 2, and she'll have maybe 4 sources because that's the bulk of our information. So it overall, as an entire group, I expect you all to have 5 or more. You can have more. But again, I don't want you to think each person has to have 5 individually. As a group, you should have 5. Same thing for your PowerPoint slides. I said 9 to 12 slides. The person giving the intro might have 1 slide. They might have maybe 2 slides, like the intro slide, the Red Cross by group and all your names. And then they might have 1 picture. And then whoever's doing body points 1 and 2, they might have 6 slides. So here we are, we're at 8 as a total. 2 for the person who did intro, 6 for the person who did body points 1 and 2. And then the person who's doing body points 3 and 4 might only have 1 slide. And then the concluding person might have 1 slide. So not everyone's going to have the same amount of slides. It just depends on what part of the outline you're doing. And I'm hoping that you all divided up the parts of the outline so that you can come together and meet and talk and make sure everybody has what they have. There's no more meeting sessions in GoReact, so feel free to call each other on the phone, do a group meet, video chat, whatever you all have to do as a group to meet prior to giving that final presentation. The last button to do the group project on the GRL site to take you to GoReact is for the actual presentation. So you're going to have to meet some way, somehow, and kind of make sure. You can do it by email, just seeing what everyone has. I strongly suggest everyone to see what the other people have. If you all have not met together as a group or have not passed your information back and forth to each other, I will not entertain any complaints saying, well, Johnny, I just assumed Johnny's speech was 3 to 4 minutes long, but Johnny's speech was only 35 seconds. And I'll say, well, did you see Johnny's information? Did you guys practice beforehand as a group? Did you kind of go over each other's outlines? And if you all say no, then that's, as a group, your failure as a group to not check each other's stuff. Because honestly, this is the first time that you're working with each other on a project. So Johnny might think he has 3 minutes worth of information, but Johnny only has 30 seconds. And that's going to throw all your timing off for your entire speech. So make sure that you fit in a group meeting somewhere before you give the actual presentation. You have a little bit of time to do that.